Hi everyone, I'm Hallie. Welcome back to Ledger and Lace. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and I haven't shown my face in a while. Usually you just see my hands. Um, I thought I have a couple announcements, which that sounds very official and it's not really all that official. But I'm moving next week, so I'm downsizing from my current house and going into a little cabin in the woods. And so it's sort of my version of a tiny house, which is about 700 square feet. And so for all those people who have been requesting more Fernie stories, this is part of that. Uh, as well as I also thought that, as we're all home for however much longer, I do have a teachable course in my teachable classroom that is the free traveler's notebook. But I also did the Dollar Tree Traveler's Notebook, and I just thought for until whenever, I don't know. I thought I'm just gonna make that free as well. It was $5, and well, logically it should be $1, but I just, you know what? Go over and start making traveler's notebooks with stuff that you have lying around the house. You don't have to go anywhere. So there's that. And then the other thing is that I have been working on the new, well, and then the other thing too is if you go over there right now, I did have transforming purses to traveler's notebook, and that was a course that I have now decommissioned. And because I started filming more on that, and then I was going to do this updated version of a course, and it actually turned into four separate sections. So, and I'll have more on that. I think I'm going to launch on Wednesday for that. But so if you're a purses person, then you can take the purses. But I also have planners, I have books. Um, oh, and I do a whole section on leather, different kinds of leather. So, the really floppy kinds, stuff from purses, etc., etc. So, I mean, it just sort of expanded and snowballed, and then I was just like, well, I need to break this up a bit. So, there's that because it's not just purses to travelers notebooks, it's a bunch of other things. But I also go into well, I already did a promo video for it, so you'll see some of the show and tell, but I do different spines and I do different, um, just different things with it. So yeah, that's coming up. But in the meantime, you can go and I'll have a link down. Oh, you know what? I have a link to the original video that showed the free traveler's notebooks, but also in that video, because I didn't do one separately for the Dollar Tree, I just did it all together. Um, so I'll have that linked somewhere. And then the other thing is that I'm just thinking about, when you're home, and I don't understand people who complain of being bored because I'm never bored. I entertain myself all the time. But but I get it for people who are like, more on the extrovert scale. They're like, this social isolation. Um, but some things that, first of all, some things that have brought comfort and inspiration. Liz Gilbert's TED Talk interview. It's an hour. I'm sorry, the light. Liz Gilbert did an interview on dealing with anxiety and all this sort of stuff, and it was really, really good. So I'll link that. Also, Ramit Sethi is doing fireside chats that are hilarious. Well, they're also informative. He's doing Q&As, and he's the author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, and he has just a whole different take on what a rich life is or what it means to be rich, and he's like the opposite of, you know how like Susie Orman is all like, girlfriend, give up the lattes. He's like the opposite of that. And in the beginning of the videos, if you start from the beginning, he really can't build a fire, but now he's getting really good. He's had practice. But the other thing too is that there's a bug situation. This has nothing to do with what he's talking about, but it's just hilarious. So there's that. Also, Chase Jarvis on Creative Live, uh, and Tom Billieu, I'm gonna butcher his name, Lewis Howes, just some really inspirational kind of podcasts. Mel Robbins, of course, and oh, and then completely unrelated to inspirational or journaling or any of that is Nicola White, who is a mudlarker on the Thames in London, and that's so much fun. And if you feel like you want to take a trek out along the foreshore of the Thames, go do that. Also, Northern Mudlarkers, and then you can go into Metal Detectorists. This is all stuff I'm gonna watch when I after the move, but yeah, metal detectors are very entertaining. So there are some, if you're feeling like you want to get out and just see things and go for a walk, that's all good stuff to do. So, and then what I'm just doing personally, which is what I always do for things that bring comfort, which is tea. And this is my new favorite tea because I'm not doing builder's tea anymore with the cream and the sugar. So Twinings, it's not as strong as PG Tips, and it's a good tea. And then what else? Well, meditation, of course. And I recommend Joe Dispenza if you haven't checked out Joe Dispenza. And morning pages and journaling and my gratitude journal have all just been my refuge. But there's that saying, the time to dig a well is not when you're thirsty. So something Liz Gilbert said in her talk, which was about, you know, practicing meditation for these times so that you know how to calm yourself. But, you know, if you've never meditated, this would be a good time. Oh, you know what? I actually did an anxiety meditation. I should link that. I'll link it. I'll find it. It's somewhere. It's somewhere in my playlist. And then, of course, snoring dogs. Um, and creating, always creating, because I think, we're born creators, and that whether you're creating a beautiful meal or whatever it is, there's always that. So, all right, well, I will have links below and or embedded in the video, because that's very fancy now. And I will be launching, I think, on Wednesday, the 8th, for the new courses. But I have a whole video for that, so that'll be coming up. So I will talk to you later. Bye.